Should you go down by the bayou?
Princess Barry here today. We're at Disney's Port Orleans Riverside.
We're gonna crawl from Riverside to French Quarter.
Hey, this is time to figure out just how far we can get on this bayou, because your number one choice of foodie entertainment. When there's a foodie adventure to be had, we're gonna have it. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. Let's go steal us a riverboat.
It's time to foodie and chill.
Sunshine Margarita, vegan.
This is the Sunshine Margarita. It's not just Muddy Rivers where you can get this. There's multiple places. I like it. It kind of tastes like a Texas margarita. First time I got one of those was at Evolve in Daytona, and it just gives you like a little burst of orange juice, and I like that. I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 margaritas.
Drinking margaritas down by the fishing hole sounds like the perfect thing to do down in the bayou. Now, we ain't fishing, but we're definitely fishing for a drink.
So fast, look at you go.
It's like drinking sunshine with tequila, which is exactly what it should be. Giving this 3.75 out of 5 plus.
Do you like Piña Coladas and getting caught in the rain? It's vegan.
I was feeling it in my party era, as they say nowadays, because I got me a pina colada. What says party more than a rum and coconut? I'll wait. No one? Delicious blend, frozen. I don't really like coconut-based drinks all that often, but when I'm in the mood strikes me, and it's rare, I will do a pina colada. I could usually do it like a mix. There are places they'll mix it with something else, but a plain pina colada will do every now and then. I love a good pineapple, and it works. I would give this 3.5 out of 5 claws.
Are you trying to get caught in the rain?
I'm in Florida, aren't I always?
Pimento cheese fritters, vegetarian.
Here we have the pimento cheese fritters, looking fritterific with a little topping on here, a little spread of pimento cheese, and you have a nice big cheesy ball. And you know how we feel about cheesy balls on this channel. I eat them, the princess watches them pour. So just go ahead and give it a nice little, ooh, it's oozy and gooey. I'm gonna take the smaller half, because even though I took a magic pill, I still want to live. Ooh. It's topped in like a hot honey. So you get the savory of the cheese and like the sweet heat that like preserves the flavor and sort of enhances it. I was afraid like being fried it was gonna be like really greasy, but it's really light and airy. Honestly, that's a top tier cheesy ball. I give that 4.25 out of 5 claws. Delicious.
Spinach and artichoke dip with allergy friendly cornbread, vegan.
This is the one thing that you have to do when you come to River Roost. You have to get the vegan cornbread instead of the chips, because this is where you get it. I'm going to use my fork and take it in half. The great thing about the vegan allergy cornbread is that it's got this little pocket here. So what you do is you take this beautiful spinach artichoke dip and you stick it right here. And then you just go to town on this beautiful, creamy goodness. Cheers to a new recipe, but still a delicious hack. Beautiful, creamy, delicious, garlicky spinach and artichoke dip. This is amazing, especially with the cornbread. I love this. This is a 5 out of 5. This is the Princessity's item. Whether you go to River Roost or our future visit to Scat Cats, you need to try this spinach and artichoke dip. Especially if you miss the sci-fi spinach and artichoke dip, this is definitely better than that, ever was.
Here we have the spinach and artichoke dip. Now normally it does not come with the allergy friendly cornbread. You have to ask. If you ask your server nicely. It's up to their discretion and their manager if you're gonna get that or not. If you're rude, you don't get nice things. It's just a lesson for life. Write that one down. So, we're gonna load this thing up as the foodie overlords intended. Nice big helpings of both the spinach and the artichoke. There's no moderation in food. I love the way the cornbread rather in this case, complements the artichoke, which can be kind of tart. The spinach kind of helps, but like all together is like a tasty bite. Honestly, they should just serve like little mini cornbread cups to just scoop this into. Your perfect plate. I don't know why you turn it to chips. That's just a loss. I give this 4.75 out of 5.
Sweet and spicy barbecue wings.
Supposedly on the bayou, they like their wings. You have these spicy barbecue bayou wings served with some seasoned fries, and apparently you get a couple little tiny extras of fried pickles on top. I'm going to mean to assume they wanted me to eat a wing with the fried pickle because that just seems right to me. And when your feelings right, there is no wrongs. Okay. You can do it with your ketchup. You can keep the fries. Just give me like one of these full of fried pickles so I can just put them on every bite of the wings. Pickle flavor on top of the barbecue. The barbecue is like sweet and spicy. You know, sweet and spicy is never really as spicy as it could be. It's sweet. It has some spice, but if you're asking for like a heat level, it's like a 0.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, but smoky and delicious. That's giving it a good win. I know that I gave up my sort of Disney wing challenge a long time ago, but I've been eating a lot of good wings lately, and I really don't have too many complaints. I'm giving these 4.5 out of 5 points.
Where does this rank in all of the wings that you've had in the last couple months?
Oof. It's probably going to rank 4th or 5th because I haven't been able to stop thinking about the Bangkok chicken wings from Tiffin's and Nomad Lounge as I had them, and I daydream about those at least 2 or 3 times a week. These, I probably won't daydream about, but I can see getting these almost every time I come here. So it comes with some Cajun fries. They're thick steak cut so they pass the fry test with ease. It looks seasoned. I can see some seasoning on there. If you're going to invade the whole free world, we expect you to use the seasonings you came to steal. They're a little mushy. Not really crisp. They are in fact seasoned. They're a fry. Honestly, if they had forgotten to give them to me, I wouldn't even miss them. 2.5 out of 5 loss.
Riverfront Refresher. Vegan.
The Riverfront Refresher. It smells, I guess, like a riverfront? Not really. It tastes like a sour fruit. I don't know if I'm really into that. I think you have to be into fruit that is not as sweet and more like on the neutral side, if that makes sense. I will give it a 3 out of 5 beverages.
Here is the Riverfront Refresher. This is New Amsterdam Gin, Pimm's #1 liqueur with lemon juice and mint. I would wonder what Pimm's #2 and 3 are like, but apparently we just have the #1. This drink sounds and looks like I should be wearing like an all-white suit with like one of the hats and a cane and like a reed in my mouth or something, like a old man sitting in the chair or something like that. But I've never had it. I like things I've never had, and I'm still looking for a replacement for my beloved smoked turkey. They do have it on the menu, but I have sworn those off. So, cheers to the mint. I feel like I need to take this outside of the rocking chair. Unfortunately, we have other things to eat and drink. So, as it is, I'm giving it a 3.75 out of 5 bars. It is, in fact, refreshing, and we are on the riverfront. I do love truth in advertising. We've had enough of the Riverside.
Yes, we did stop at Riverside Mill. They have the plant-based meatloaf after 5, even though that's not on the online menu. That's always available. The Impossible burger, Korean barbecue burger, and then if you let them know ahead of time, like if you're staying here and you let them know at breakfast, for dinner, what time you're going to be here, they can make vegan jambalaya as well. So if you're staying here, consider that. This is the only quick service location that can actually do that.
Fair points. I was feeling gumbo, but it's still a little bit too warm, so off down the bayou.
Let's go to French Quarter.
Uncle Nearest Whiskey Mule, vegan.
So I went boring in this beautiful new Mardi Grogs. I think it's a lot brighter and spacious than it was before. Bear thinks it's the exact same, but I like it. And there I just got a mule. It's a Uncle Nearest Mule, the way that I usually get it without pineapple. It's really heavy on the ginger, like way more ginger than there should be, so definitely not mulicious. But I commit to this mistake. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 mules.
Our princess, our queen of the mule, she went from Mai Tais to mules to, well, I guess it was Mai Tais, the Jameson and Gingers, now it's mules. So much ginger beer.
Got margaritas.
If I had a tummy ache, it would have been cured. If you don't understand that, that comment was not for you. It stings. Had so much ginger's in there. It's like a little acid bath for my tongue. Give it a 2 out of 5 claws. That is not my jam.
Abita Purple Haze, 4.2 ABV, vegan.
Port Orleans, both French Quarter and Riverside, do something that no other resort does. Their beers are themed to the theme of the resorts. So you can get Abita in both the Amber Purple Haze and a Turbo Dog only here. They don't do that at any other resort. You don't see, I guess you do get the Kona Big Wave at Polynesian, but like for the most part, you don't really see a bunch of like themed beers per resort. And I want to see more of that. Heavy more into the themed beers. I want a beer brewed in tree stump at Wilderness Lodge. That's what I want, really. The Purple Haze is a raspberry wheat, and if you are not a beer person, I usually suggest you start with something like this. The wheats are nice, airy, they come in different flavors, and you don't get like the incredibly hoppiness or barley flavor that you get with other beers. It's a tasty treat on this Bayou Crawl. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 claws.
The Impossible Meatloaf, available after 5 p.m.
That's better, yeah. So here we have the Impossible Meatloaf. It's always available after 5 p.m. It's never on any of the menus at any of the moderates or values, but it's there. The vegan mashed potatoes, you need to ask for those. Otherwise, it's regular potatoes, which are not vegan, and then a mushroom gravy. I also asked for broccoli, which I think is much better than green beans. And I did bring pocket parm, but I feel like I'm going to opt out of it at the current juncture. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab, because we've had this before, so if you want like a breakdown of each individual item, go watch the review of that the first time we tried it, actually right here in Sassagoula. Cheers. The potatoes with the gravy and the Impossible and everything together is just so fire. It's like comfort food. It almost tastes like a shepherd's pie, and I'm here for it. I think it is a 4.75 out of 5 meatloafs. It's pretty tasty.
I guess the evolution of vegan food has arrived at the plateau of meatloaf. Meatless loaf? Obviously not the first time we've had this. Not the first time we've had a meatloaf at Disney, period. Harkening back to Garden Grill, even though that's also gone now. But meatloaf. There was all the things that I would want to sort of like translate in vegan food if I were to ever go vegan. Meatloaf would be close to last on the list. When I say close to last, it'd be like right above beef stroganoff. Either way, let's go ahead and dive right in. Get us a nice cut of the meatloaf. Cuts like meatloaf, but impossible usually would. I'm gonna doll it up with a little bit of these vegan mashed potatoes. A little toupe. It's giving meatloaf. The hint of the peppers, like tomato base, and the actual meatloaf itself. It feels like that thing my mother used to make when she was tired working on a strong week, as she well deserved a break. And then we would eat for 2 to 3 days left over straight. If you want the meatloaf, I would say as far as like one like analog for actual meatloaf, it's about a 9 out of 10. It's pretty dang close. As it is, honestly, without my childhood bias built in, it's a decent meal. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 plus.
A beef po' boy.
This thicken right here has more meat than the average men's Olympic team. Like, this is just a whole ton of beef. I'd never seen a beef po' boy before. I've had oyster po' boys, shrimp po' boys. I think I've even had a chicken po' boy, but never like a sliced beef. But it's lettuce, tomato, beef sliced, like shredded beef in gravy on top of a hoagie roll. And they pack this thing thick. I know we always make the jokes, and so do a lot of the creators, about Disney's sort of like shrinking portion sizes. This is in the complete opposite direction. I'm going to attempt and probably fail to eat this like an actual sandwich. So that boy, he's going home with a gold medal. Some of us are going home with gold medals. Tomato, you're gone. I'll give credit where credit's due. The meat is deliciously well seasoned, tossed in that gravy. It's nice and moist and tender, very like peppered and well seasoned. Tomato is fresh, the lettuce is nice and crispy. The hoagie, I thought was going to be a soggy mess. It's actually held up with the meat and the gravy rather well. Is it given po' boy? No. I'm just getting like a steak sandwich. I'd say it's closer to like a cheese stick with no cheese than it is to a po' boy. Po' boy, I'm usually getting like those Cajun flavors, some remoulade. This is none of that. It's just like meat and gravy, lettuce and tomato. So po' boy feels like a hard sell. I do have, and we do have, some Gulf Coast faithfuls in there. You know the po' boy is better than myself. I need you to weigh in the comments if you would consider this po' boy. I'm pretty sure I already know what you're going to say, but I'd like to hear from the experts. I am at most a visitor from time to time. I'm giving this, as it is, just based on flavor, a 4 out of 5 plus. Now, I will leave it to our Gulf Coast faithfuls to rate this and lower that rating at your leisure, because I feel like some of y'all are going to be offended. Rightfully so.
Spinach and artichoke dip with tortilla chips. Vegan.
Here we have the spinach and artichoke dip yet again, but this time with the chips that they usually come with, because you cannot get cornbread at Scat Cats like you can at River Roost. The dip is just as good as River Roost, but it's just not as good with chips. The chips give it a nice crunch, but I don't know, I just like the cornbread better. I would give it a 3.75 out of 5. Spinach and artichoke dips, it's really nice.
This has to be the biggest downgrade in Port Orleans history. If you want to keep food on theme, and mind you, I just had a beef po' boy, quote unquote, unquote. I really don't see what tortilla chips have to do with Port Orleans Riverside, or French Quarter, or Port Orleans at all. Give me a dip. What is this? We're gonna dip it anyway, just so I can taste the insult. I feel like the tortilla chips add a level of saltiness I'm not okay with. It definitely looks like a downgrade. 3 out of 5 plus.
An Uncle Nearest Whiskey Mule. Vegan.
I got another mule with Uncle Nearest. I don't know. There's just nothing on the menu that was just jumping out at me. So I did the thing. This is much better than Mardi Grogs. So I appreciate that at least. It's not too ginger forward. I would give it a 4 out of 5 ginger beers.
The bourbon lemonade. Vegan.
So the staple here, the drink that everybody gets, the one that's like the aesthetic drink, is the bourbon peach tea, which I've had tons of times. Delicious drink, a little on the sweet side, but it's a peach tea in the South. We expect it to be sweet. Server gives the option to get it with lemonade, so I have a bourbon lemonade tea. I think enough to go Arnold Palmer with bourbon. It's basically a Tennessee lemonade, but not Tennessee whiskey. I like it, honestly. It's a bit less sweet than the bourbon peach tea. A little bit more tart. I think it works. 4.25 out of 5 claws.
Allergy-friendly beignets are vegan, gluten-free, and so is the strawberry sauce.
Now I got the allergy beignets with the same strawberry sauce. I can't get 3. It's not enough. And this is really hot, so this is burning my hand. But cheers. Incredible, tasty, fresh, beautiful beignet. I wish I served this at Magic Kingdom or anywhere else. These are literally the best beignets ever. 5 out of 5, princess item. You don't even need the sauce. They're just that good.
Your traditional Mickey beignet is vegetarian and comes with 3 sauces.
After many disastrous Magic Kingdom beignets, and yes, they did finally get it right with the Golden Outpost at Tiana's Bayou opening. They have the lemon blueberry beignets. Better, still some improvement. The king of beignets in Walt Disney World will always be Scat Cats, because they do it like nobody else. Big Mickey beignets, because like everybody says, everything's better when it's Mickey shaped. I got this strawberry sauce. They still have the chocolate and the Chick Roy, but I prefer the strawberry. Get a nice powdered Mickey ear. Dunk that in there. And we're a nice bite. Now that is a beignet. Not hollow, nice and fluffy. Powdered perfectly. That's fit to sneeze this across the table. I'll give it 5 out of 5 claws. Very messy claws, but it's always on a Bear Necessities list. I can't come to Scat Cats and not get beignets.
The best beignets of the year, ghoulish beignets, vegetarian.
Here's why everybody really shows up at Port Orleans during the holidays, for the return of the Halloween beignets. This time they're calling them the ghoulish beignets. Last year it was a play on the Haunted Mansion beignets, but they are the exact same construction, the different colored Halloween icing with the white and the purple, cookies and cream powder on top, or cookie powder on top, and that like crushed powdered sugar. And like normal, we're just going to bite off an ear because Mickey deserves it. Once you get a mouthful, you can really taste the marshmallow. This, however, is still a 5 out of 5 claws. If you don't come to Port Orleans for the other beignets they have all year long, be it the seasonal and the regular, definitely take a trip over by bus, boat, car, plane, helicopter to get these. These are by far one of my favorites.
Allergy-friendly beignets, hacked, vegan, with a gluten-free option.
This is the hack that I started when we went home after we filmed this, so I needed to come back and share this with you because this is amazing. So you go to Epcot and you get one of these beautiful bay mousses, and then you go to Port Orleans and you get one of these beautiful beignets that are vegan and allergy friendly. I know usually our hacks, we go from one location, we do everything in the same location. Not this time. So I'm gonna cut one of these open. And we got a little beignet pocket right here. Now I'm gonna grab some of this bay mousse. I'm just gonna go in on it. Let's go down. And we're just going to shove it in here like that. Yep. The ultimate chocolatey goodness. It's like the sweetest, most perfect cake you will ever eat. It's a 5 out of 5. It is a Princessities item. It is so good. They did it twice at home, and then I had to come back and show you guys. I'm addicted.
This Princess and the Bear foodie hack is dedicated to Halloween because why should only the non-plant-based and vegan get to enjoy what's basically a vegan version of the same ghoulish beignets that you get normally. Those are cookies and cream covered in icing. These is a cookies and cream mousse stuffed inside a vegan beignet. Where we're going, we don't need spoons. That is easily 5 out of 5 claws. The vegan beignets here are great, but you need to start incorporating some of the toppings that you put on the regular beignets in the vegan beignets. A lot of the toppings that they add, minus like some of the icings, are vegan. Even like the cookies and cream, the cookies that they crumble on top of the beignets right now are in fact vegan. We're just missing out on a whole other segment of people that will give you their Disney dollars if you just include them. It's a 5 out of 5 claws. It's on our necessities list, on our bare necessities list, on our princessities list, and it should be on your list for Halloween.
Now we're going to hack the hack. I put my bay mousse stuffed beignet with some of the strawberry sauce. Let's go all in. Oh yeah. Cheers. It tastes like chocolate dipped strawberry cake. You can't go wrong with something like that. If there was like a 6 or 10 out of 5, I would make it that. This really does need toppings. Beignets are amazing with toppings.
Actually, I feel like we're missing out because the Princess's stuffed beignet is actually a little bit better than this. Like, obviously, it'd be really hard to stuff a beignet because they're fried. But even if you just gave like a little swirl topping, like you would the powdered sugar of like a chocolate cookies and cream mousse on top, it'd be perfect.
Returning from last year, the Doom Ella Margarita.
I can't tell you the number of times that we have done a review of a certain place, location, or event, and immediately after we finish, they add something else that we should have tried over there. But we don't want to wait and then miss out on the chance to get it because it's like a limited time thing. So, boom, here we are adding more stuff to this. This is the Doom Ella Margarita. This is the same margarita they had for Halloween time last year here at Portland. I don't remember if the name was exactly the same, but the ingredients are exactly the same. And so is the coloration. You basically have a cab wine on top of a margarita, Patron margarita at least. And then you have the black salt rim giving that sort of spooky vibes. Ooh. I feel like last year I had this margarita and I'm like, we should try pouring cab on top of margaritas at home. And then we never did that. And here I am again saying that, ooh, that's interesting, and we should probably do that at home. We'll see if we get to next Halloween 2025, and I have yet tried that. Until then, the rating is it's all 4 out of 5. It's an interesting margarita, and wine adds a little bit of something that sort of like kills the bite you would normally get from tequila. Makes it pretty drinkable, but strong.
So wait, are you saying that Disney is not going to innovate next year and they're going to have the same drink next year that they had this year and the year before?
I am of the opinion that even if it's not the exact same name, it will be the same construction margarita that we had last year because Disney likes reskins. And if you're a gamer, you know how that feels. I think the point of this was doing a bayou crawl and not crawling from the bayou.
Well, we definitely crawled and we did everything at Port Orleans and Riverside. The only thing we didn't do was boat rides, and who wants to go to boat rides, really?
Yeah, but I don't know what you guys think of this crawl. Do you have any other hotel crawls you'd like to see us do? We might get to those in 6 to 8 months. Maybe. But always, if there's anything else you can see through the comments, always be the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, I don't know, Bear might yeet himself into Scat Cats and then, like, not be a Scat Cat? Who knows?
Because the cat's the only cat that knows where it's at.
Everybody's picking up on that feline beat because everything else is obsolete.
You heard the girl.
Amsterdam.